Hi everybody, Elaine here. I've got another amazing guest with me today, and that is Limarah Crathorne, who is the owner of Convert More. So welcome. How are you doing, Limarah?
Hi Elaine, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm really excited to be chatting with you today and getting your audience listening. It'll be great.
Fabulous, fabulous. So I'm just going to do what I normally do, as I just jump straight into the very first question, which is I always ask people, we've all got a reason, haven't we, why we started our business. So what's your reason, Limarah?
I've got two reasons actually, if I can do two. My first reason, which I'm sure is the same for a lot of people that set up their own business, is the work-life balance. For me, when I was pregnant with my daughter, I was thinking I can't keep going with the corporate world and the long hours, and it just wouldn't give us as a family balance. So when I decided to set up on my own, so I had a bit more flexibility to be able to be a mum as well as still earning an income for the family. And the reason behind choosing what it is I do is I have my own frustration of websites. My whole career I've been working with customer experience, customer experience through websites and how to make it better, customer experience through call centers, the experience through offline marketing. And there's nothing more frustrating when you want to try and order something from a website and you just can't, or you can't find the contact us button, or you put something in your basket and you realize it's not in your basket and you think you've been shopping for ages. One I had recently, which drove me mad, I can't remember which clothes outlet it was. Like I remember spending an hour choosing some dresses for a holiday that was coming up. Went, cooked the dinner, came back, and it'd all been kicked out of my basket because I'd been gone for an hour. And I thought, well, I'm not going to go back in to do that shopping for an hour. And it's those kind of personal frustrations that I love working with businesses, just to help make the websites better, so it's not frustrating for the customer. And the end goal of a not frustrated customer is more sales, more inquiries, and more business coming through the website.
I love it. I love that answer. Absolutely. There's nothing better, is there, than creating something from your own frustration, really. And you just think this has got to be better and easier. I love that. So obviously you had your sort of idea, what you wanted to do. So how easy was it to turn that into a business then?
It was a rocky start. I was very fortunate that I'd made the decision early on when I was pregnant. So I actually had my maternity leave. So I had a good year of being able to plan what I was going to do, a year of thinking about the strategy, even building my own website. So in that sense, I had the advantage because I had my maternity pay, but yet I could build the business. So I had a bit of a safety net. But where I'd say it was difficult is, so all the planning in the world, actually, when I started the business, I pivoted very quickly. Six months in or 8 months in, I decided I didn't want to work with corporate clients anymore.
Right.
And while I was on maternity leave, I've been helping out some friends and working with some friends' businesses just to sort of keep my head in the game as I was, feeding the baby and not being in the office. And I was very quickly realizing I much prefer working with small businesses. And then, so when I started working with corporates and thinking in a boardroom, talking to the board, I was like, I much preferred it when I was on maternity leave, helping out my friends and smaller businesses. So I actually changed. I changed probably a year into my business. I changed the name. I changed the website. In fact, I've still got the other website going, but I very quickly went from corporate to small businesses. And so it was rocky, but I'm pleased I followed my own passion. I'm pleased that I still went for the small businesses because my husband was on my shoulder saying, just keep with it, keep with the corporate. And I was like, I just don't enjoy corporate world anymore.
No. That's such a great thing though that you've shared there, because quite often I hear that many times, my network, a lot of them are small business owners, as I am myself, and that quite often happens. But it's not till you get going that you start to sort of see and feel what is right for you and who you're attracting and where you enjoy and spending your time and where you bring the greatest value. So it's a really good thing to share, because it quite often happens to people and they there can be a bit of anxiousness around it, thinking, oh, what am I doing? Am I doing it right? And actually it's rolling with it and seeing what unfolds. But get going is the point, isn't it? Get going, and then you don't know till you get going.
Absolutely. And it is terrifying. I remember thinking, this is mad. I can't start getting a new website, new blog writing, new finding new clients. But I thought, well, but I knew I wasn't going to feel the passion. I didn't have that same feeling when I got off a call speaking to, you know, a small business, someone who's just starting out. The feeling I had afterwards of helping them and giving them advice compared to working with you know, a really big company, it was completely different. And I thought, oh, I need to just stick, you know, I might pivot back in 5 years time. But I thought, yeah, for the moment I'm just going to roll with you know, where I feel passionate and what I enjoy more.
No, fantastic. So obviously, you know, I'm a sales coach, and I very often come across people who say, yeah, it's great, but actually I don't like the selling bit of the business world. So how did that feel for you when you were selling your products and your services?
The selling side is absolutely the worst. Yeah, I completely agree. I had my own advantages from my marketing background. You know, I'm very capable when it comes to the website. I get my website right in the technical side, but actually getting out and selling definitely was the worst part for me. And I slowly started the business, as I said, from sort of maternity leave and walking in. And actually, my daughter's 3 now. And it was this year, 2022, that was in my plan to actually go out and promote myself, do podcasts like this today, start networking, start talking to people, and start selling myself. And I've been behind closed doors before, relying on getting the traffic to my website, relying on people finding me, and probably subconsciously I was avoiding selling myself and put myself out there. But sort of, you know, 6 months into this year, I've started really enjoying it. And once you sort of get past that hurdle and you start to feel more confident doing it, then it becomes a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, I agree. So once you find your lane and who you're helping, it's actually it just feels a lot more comfortable, doesn't it? Because you're not selling, you're helping, really, essentially, isn't it? And finding the people you help, which obviously leads me nicely on to the next question. So, you know, everybody comes to us for a reason. So why do people go to you? What sort of outcomes do you provide for people?
I think people come to me, I think sometimes anyone who's got a website can suddenly find it quite daunting and scary, because a lot of the times we get our websites designed, you've got a web designer or someone that's done it, and then you're sat there and you don't know what's happening with your website. You don't know. Sometimes you might get an email to say you've had an inquiry, you might get the odd order, but you've no real understanding of what's going on the website. And that, I think, can be quite daunting for people, especially when people are throwing out terms like SEO, you know, getting traffic from Google, conversion rate optimization, you know, how you get more conversions on your website. And it can be scary when you're not used to it. And I think where I come in and help is I find the missed opportunities on the website. I look at the website and I see it from end to end from an outside perspective, and I find those gaps. I find the areas where you can make small tweaks and make changes on the website that's going to get you more traffic, and that's going to get you more people signing up for a lead magnet, or buy more things on the website and get more conversions from the website. So that's the side on where I help, and I do that by looking, sort of combining the data analysis with the human aspect of the customer experience, you know, the journey going through the website, to find where it can work a lot harder, rather than people, what I see so many times is constantly filling that funnel with more money into sort of ads, Google ads, Facebook ads, you know, Amazon, and then it's just leaking. I just see holes and holes in buckets where, you know, there's things that can be improved on the website that will improve those conversions. And the amount of websites I see that aren't even set up for Google to find them, so you're missing all of that traffic when people are typing into Google to look for someone. So that's where that's the side where I help people that are sort of
I find this stuff fascinating, I've got to say. I know we have spoken before this today, but I find it fascinating because it's absolutely right what you're saying. And I love the fact that you look at it from both aspects. So the buyer's view and the person, the business owner. I love that, because that's exactly what I do with people, because it's that, you know, they work hand in hand. You've got to get both bits right to have the greatest chance of success, haven't you? So I love that. I love that. So what about a highlight? So name a highlight and something you're proud of in your journey so far.
Do you know, a highlight for me, it's probably an unusual one, but maybe not. It was my first client that I got that wasn't a referral.
Yeah.
So I spent a lot of my first year, probably. I get a lot of business from referrals. But then I work hard. I work hard on my own website. I work hard to get traffic to my website, or I work hard on my own ads. And I think, but I'm still getting my clients, which is great. I mean, I'm very grateful I was getting these referrals, but I was like, I feel like I wanted to get something myself.
Yeah.
And I think it was a long time until I got that first cold client. And when I did, that feeling, I was like, I did this. Yeah. And it was an odd feeling, because I'd probably been in the business for, having clients for a good year, maybe less than a year. And then suddenly to feel that moment, I did this, I set up my own business and I got myself a client. And it was odd, because I'd been working for so long already, but because this one came to me completely cold, off the back of my own sort of selling and my own PR, it was a really proud moment for me.
No, I 100% get that. I totally get it. Yeah, because it's and it's also proof, isn't it, of what you're doing works. So you think, oh yeah, I know I am doing this right, because actually I'm getting my own clients this way as well, which is wonderful. So honesty time now, Limarah. We start a business, don't we? We wear so many hats. I'm not sure we really appreciate before we do it how many we'll be wearing. But so for you, which is the hat you like wearing the least?
The one I like, one thing I struggle the most is all of those hats, definitely. Switching, to all those different roles in a day amazes me. I think the least for me is probably PR in myself. It's probably because sometimes my YouTube channel actually is a great example. I've set up my own YouTube channel. Actually, it's been sat there for 2 years, and hand on heart, the first video went on there about 6 weeks ago, and I'm only 7 or 8 videos in. I've got all of the content. I've got everything geared up to go, but I have this constant barrier on filming my YouTube videos, because I think I just don't fancy being in front of the camera today. I don't fancy there and talking for the world to see. But and I think that's probably a big barrier for me. And that's it's sort of PRing yourself and getting yourself out there when you really don't fancy it. And quite often when I get on a video, I'm like, I'm really enjoying it, and I get into it. But that barrier of, I need to get myself ready, find an outfit, brush my hair, then I've got to talk and be happy, or it's just sometimes it's just a barrier. And I'm sure I'm sure some of the listeners here have the same barrier, like going live on Facebook.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I just love your honesty. I tell you, and I'm laughing because, I've done the same. I don't know how many times. Oh, I've got to record this. I've just done a program which had 7 lessons in it, and it was like, I'll do it today. Oh yeah, we've got to make sure that's right and this is right. And do I feel like it today? Am I sparkly enough today? So I totally get it. I think people listening will absolutely feel the same.
And it's always a good excuse. And I will set up my week and I'll say, I'm definitely going to do the videos on Wednesday, because I don't know, Wednesday morning I'm meeting a friend for coffee, so I will have done my hair, I've got my makeup on, I'll have a nice outfit, so that afternoon's perfect. I'm all geared up for it. And then it gets to that afternoon, I think, it's quite hot today. Do I want to do it when it's hot? And then you just find another reason. And for me, it's pushed down the to-do list, and there's something else I will do over recording those videos.
No, well, listen, I'm going to say I have looked at your YouTube channel, and there's some great videos on there. So I'll keep it going. Definitely, they're just so informative. So honestly, keep at it, definitely. So what about a piece of advice you'd offer to somebody who's starting a business now? What would that be?
It would be, don't make things perfect and just jump in. I think where I pivoted myself, complete audience change, website change, I even changed my brand colours. And I speak to clients a lot of the time, and they hold back on things because they're not quite sure what colour they want their brand to be. They're not quite sure what logo they want on their website. And I'm also just jump in. It really doesn't matter. We're not in an age now where you're making like an Argos catalogue that has to stay the same for 4 or 5 months. Things like with a website can be changed. And what I would say is just jump in, because I think the reality is what you decide today, you're going to change anyway in a few weeks or a few months' time, because we naturally evolve. We evolve, personally, we evolve environmentally. COVID's would have taught everyone a lot of things. I'm sure everyone evolved in a completely different way personally and through their business when something unexpected was thrown at us. So I would say really do not worry about perfecting stuff, and just jump in and go along with the flow as you're working through it, because it's too easy to put the barriers up, and like me with my YouTube videos, and not actually move on with momentum. So I would just say just to jump in.
And you learn so much, don't you, by doing. There's just you don't learn too much by sitting in front of your laptop and making lists or doing stuff. You learn it by doing, don't you? And that's when you get your feedback and you try different things. So great answer to that one. So what about what keeps you going, or what do you do on the tough days? Because there are some tough days when you've got your own business, aren't there? Definitely.
Actually, for me, I think it would be not a successful client. It's probably the wrong word to say, but when an example of yesterday, when I was going through some results of an audit with a client, and it'd been a tough week. Actually, I think it'd been probably a tiny bit. I'm going on holiday at the end of the week. I'm half winding down, half thinking about packing, half thinking I've never been on a cruise before. So my mind's all over the place. And I was with this client yesterday, and I'm rushing, thinking I needed to do it before I was having a week off work. And the joy I had afterwards, my hour call was actually 2 hours, because I was having so much fun talking it all through with her. And she was so engaging. She was really understanding some of the things that I was showing her. She was really on board with taking on the recommendations and how she wanted to make the changes. And that was a real lift for me, because she had already told me all the things that she wanted, the strategies she was going to take from my strategies and how she was going to change her business. That meant I just couldn't stop talking. And actually, to the point, we booked a follow-up call for when I get back from a holiday. So my 1 hour call is now 3 hours call, because I think of living off the client's enjoyment of when they can see something working for them, and when they were stuck in a hole and I've given them something that they can now go a step further. I think that's what picks me up on the days when it's really difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. No, another great answer there, definitely. So can you believe this goes so quickly, doesn't it? That we're on to our final question now. So it's your opportunity to pay it forward and give someone a mention that has had an impact on your journey. So who are they and how have they helped you?
My biggest fan, actually, I have to say, is my husband. My husband and I met at work probably 15 odd years ago. We've worked together in various companies, not for very long. So we know each other from a work aspect. He was the one that booted me to quit my job. He has always been, and for years, actually, he told me to do it before I did it. And he was the one that gave me the confidence by saying, you'd be so good at just helping people and being a consultant, sort of you've got that naturally. You've always had it naturally as a sort of a manager in your job role. So he gave me the confidence and the drive, and actually he's always been by my side. I'm fortunate he's in the e-commerce world with the web agency. So we're very good at talking business, because we both love websites in our house. We're very digital, but he's a great person for me to bounce.
Yes, he gets it. Yeah.
He gets it.
Yeah.
And also, you know, sometimes, you know, I said before, he didn't particularly agree with my decision to pivot to small businesses, and thought I should, you know, keep with bigger ones. So even when he's not quite on board with what he thinks I'm doing, he's pushed me and supported a journey that he actually didn't think was quite right. So, and I pleased him, proved him wrong.
Absolutely. So what's his name?
Andy Crathorne. Yeah, Andy Crathorne.
Oh, big shout out to Andy then. That's a wonderful, what's the word? Pay it forward, isn't it? Really fantastic. So we're clearly very supportive. So Limarah, we're at the end. Now there's people going to be listening to this thinking, how do I get in touch with her? Where can I find her? So what platforms are you on? We know you're on YouTube, obviously. So where else are you?
And please, anyone wants to subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm so much of a new baby here. I need 100 people before I can get my own handle, apparently. And it'll give me a boost to start doing more videos. You can find me on Instagram at Convert More Online, or, you know, I'm on easy to find on LinkedIn with a name like mine, and the website convert-more.com.
Fantastic. Well, listen, I would like to thank you for being my guest today. It's really been a joy. I know we've only met recently, but I think there's, you know, some great synergy there. Definitely, we're very much on the same page with a lot of things. So it's been great to have you on today and hearing about how you got to where you are. And I know people will appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on here.
And enjoy your holiday as well.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.